Hey everyone, so today's video is going to be how I make my study guides, because in my last school related videos, I've talked a lot about how I make my own study guides. So I will just show you guys how I make my study guides. Yeah, let's get started. So first is some tips on making your study guide, and then I'll get into actual how I physically do it. Yeah, let's just get started. First is type it. For me, typing, I get it easier if I see things are typed and it's neat, and I'm kind of a perfectionist, so I like things to be typed and to be neat when I can. So I just do that for study guides because that's really all it's worth it for, because notes and stuff, I don't feel like it's worth the time to type my notes. So I type my study guides. I recommend typing it, but if you study your own handwriting better, definitely you could do that, but I feel like typing just helps a lot. And next is color code per lesson, chapter, unit, whatever you want. I usually do it per, depending on it, I do it per section. So for every quiz, I do a different color depending on the class. Mainly it depends on the class. But I really don't decide when I change up my colors until after I get a feel for the class, because all classes are different. I will be making an organization video for you guys after school starts. After the first couple of days of school, when I get a feel for my classes, I will definitely be doing a my 9th grade organization. Next is use highlighters and post-its to make a key and mark info in your book in your study guide. So we'll say for that lesson, that section in your you're highlighting in yellow. We'll just use yellow as an example. That section of for that study guide, you're highlighting in yellow. So then in your study or in your book, you tab all the things you want to read in yellow, so you know what it's for. Yeah. Or all the people are highlighted in yellow and tabbed in yellow, and all the dates are highlighted in blue and tabbed in blue, or something like that, making a key, or whatever you kind of wanted to do. I mean, you could do either way. I think it really depends on the class. But yeah. Next is reread sections in your book and looking in the index. I think it's the index, so look up George Washington and anywhere that he's in your book. Tab those pages to make sure you read those pages before your test. Next is highlight vocabulary, so you could highlight it and then tab it in your textbook if you wanted to, or tab the glossary so you can see the definition. I don't know, whatever you wanted to do in that sense. You don't have to tab it, but I just try and highlight my vocabulary so I can do that. If the teacher gives you a study guide or a sheet that says what is going to be on the test, highlight all that stuff in your own study guide. I definitely like using my own study guides better. I don't know why, but I don't know. I just feel like the teachers aren't as detailed as mine is, and I feel like I learn more from mine. And making to-do lists for school stuff that week will definitely help keep on top of your study guide, so you can see when the test is, so you know, okay, well the test is Friday, so, and just, knowing when you need to print it out. And usually then, I study up until, the test, but usually the night before is when I really hardcore study. I mean, I'm still studying, every night, but the night before is I hardcore study, focus mainly on that subject, and study. And next is how I do it. So, how I do it is I just put, a title or a header, so whatever the chapter is, or, the title. And then I put Roman numeral number 1, and I put the section that we talked about in class. So we'll say that day in class we were talking about the border states. I'm using my notes, my video example from my notes and outline video. If you saw that, I'm just using that because this is basically how I would do it. So say the topic was the Civil War, so my title would be Civil War, and then the Roman numeral number 1 would be the border states, because that's that's what we talked about in class. And then I would put all the information with 1, which would be the key points, and then letters would be more details. So basically, I just do it the same way I write my notes, but everything, whether we had a worksheet, like sometimes we do class readings like that are like printed from the computer, and we highlight stuff or whatever we do. But so what wouldn't necessarily be just my notes. There might be like Roman numeral number 4 would be like Abraham Lincoln something something class reading, whatever the reading was about, and then I put all the key information about that reading. So it wouldn't necessarily be just my notes, but this is kind of how it's basically laid out. So I know that seems like, I don't know if that's a lot of work. I feel like it's not really a lot of work because you just add to it as you get the information in class, which is how I review at home every night for things we learned in class that day. I feel like this was really effective last year, and it really helped me, I think. But yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe. It would make my day so much. And just check out my channel too. I've been putting a lot more time into my videos. So yeah. And I think that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all later. Bye.